Sagittarius, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for mid to late October 2024. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Saggies out there. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going. Guides and spirit team, what do we got for the Saggies here in mid to late October? We're getting close to Scorpio season. What energies, messages, insights can we look at with our friends? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at that first card, then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Saggy in mid to late October. What's happening? And hey, Saggy season's not too far away. We're getting pretty close, right? So I hope you're making plans for your birthday. Okay, wow, very logical. Very, very logical. So for some of you, there could be certain situations where you're trying to like take emotion out of it, or you're just seeing it very clearly, because that's what this card really means to me. It's extremely intelligent when I see this. Now, before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the October subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk more about this card. So yeah, the imagery is a little funny. We see this monkey, he's dressed up as Shakespeare, holding the skull, contemplating life, right, in front of a typewriter. There's all sorts of mathematics or equations behind him. So when I see this card, I think of like logic. I don't think of just emotion and feeling. I think of someone with heightened intellect with this card. It reminds me of the Ace of Swords, the sword of truth. So for some Saggies, whether you're on a search for the truth about something, getting down to the nuts and bolts of it, that could be a big thing with this card. But again, like, it's also looking at something logically. So for a portion of you, if you've been going through a time where you've been emotional about something, or like your emotions are plummeting, spirit could be just telling you like, hey, Saggy, just look at it logically. Does this logically make sense? And yeah, it would not be a good time for someone to try to pull one over on you when this energy is in the mix, because it sees everything. Now, for a portion of you, if that doesn't really connect, when we have this intellect card, now's a great time to feed yourself information. Okay, so learning new things, feeding yourself information could be really good. But let's get into tarot. And yeah, I always say with this first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up here one time for the Saggies. Let's see what's happening. And yeah, while we get this shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. I did feel I was picking up on the energy of somebody else last week for the most part. The reading was titled They Are Mad, and it did feel like somebody that was quite aggressive, possibly grumpy in their feelers. It did feel pretty aggressive. So we're going to see what energy shows up this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else's, right? Let's get a few cards out here for you. Let's get these first 3. What do we have for Saggy? Hopefully you weren't feeling disgruntled last week. Let's see what shows up. What do we have for my Saggies, please? Okay, star card, very positive way to start at the very least. And we will talk about this. And this is one of the wish fulfillment cards, so this could be really nice. But that's more of a long-term energy. Let's get a couple more cards out. Ace of Cups, short-term. Okay. So we're looking at 2 completely different swaths of time. Okay, with the ace, and then, yeah, these are like long-term, short-term, long-term, short-term. Let's get one more out here for you. What do we have here for Saggy, please? What's going on? 8 of Pentacles. All right, I've been seeing this for every single fire sign this week in different positions. Now, listen, Saggy, so far I'm liking what I'm seeing. Okay, now I feel like there's going to be more nuance to really pull from this, but all of these cards do lean more towards the positive. So let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, and we'll get into that juicy intuitive stuff. But at first look, first glance, we're seeing a nice mixture of elements. We got some air, we got some water, we got some earth. These 2 on the back combine to represent possibilities and blessings. There's internal energy, there's external energy. So far it's feeling like this could be nice and balanced, especially leading with the logic we had here in the very beginning with this this monkey man there. So let's go through piece by piece and really start to build it out. And I know I was already mentioning some of the things, like this is a long-term energy, this is a short-term. So we could be looking at the big picture in regards to something. So let's just go through bit by bit. So position number one, the star. Now for a portion of you might just be connected to an Aquarius. This is their card, the water bearer. And even though this is a person bearing water, it is of the air element. So when I see this, it can mean a whole variety of different things because it's a major arcana. This is a wish fulfillment card. This is a card of wins and victories, payoffs even, things that go your way, reaching goals, overcoming things. These are all things we think of with this star. It's a huge card of manifestation as well. I always say that this card is encapsulated by hope, optimism, that tomorrow will be a brighter day, and that yes, you can do something, and yes, you will do something. There's a lot of confidence here. But it's all about holding on to that positivity and the hope when this card is in the mix. Now, again, I don't feel, and even though this is a weekly reading, the star isn't today. It's not tomorrow. It's not even the day after that. We're talking about big picture, long term. Okay, so for a lot of you, this could be good for the long-term prospects of something or the big picture. Now, when we get to the challenge of the star, it could be the complete inverse of everything I just said. When the star shows up in a challenging aspect, it could represent somebody that is a little depressed, or somebody that is feeling glum, feeling hopeless, that they have lost their sense of optimism in a situation or even themselves. So we'll see when we get to the clarifier. I feel like it's good so far. So I'm just trying to give everyone a full picture. Now, moving to the center, another very, very beneficial card is here. We have the Ace of Cups. Lovely. And I always say all aces represent opportunities. They represent offers, especially this one, because this is the Ace of Cups. It's tied into the water, so emotions. So I really do link this one into expressing yourself or letting some emotions out, speaking your truth in one form or another could be very important. But again, I think for a lot of you, you might have more opportunities on the table than you think. When we're going from the Ace of Cups and we have the star, this is something that could be big and have long-term implications. So just know for a lot of you, the things you might be experiencing now could have long-term implications for you. And I feel optimistic about it. I really think it's about how you view it with all these cards coming out. Now, yes, this could just represent love or someone's emotional state in general. If it's not a talk of some sort, when I see this Ace of Cups, it does have a challenge as well. All aces are not fully formed energies just yet. They're just opportunities. You got to pounce on them. You have to make the most of this. Okay, so aces could easily wither on the vine. Aces could easily be a swing and a miss. It all really depends. Now, again, we are surrounded by some really positive cards, so I'm feeling optimistic about it. And we still have to clarify. Again, it could just be a conversation of some sort, but when I see a short-term and a long-term card together, it's like, okay, something big, moving towards something big. Now, on the back end, we have the Eight of Pentacles. This is a card of job and career, work ethic, diligence, working really hard towards something. I really like it. So again, if you might just be in money mode in this time, like really on point about your career and your projects and what you're working on, this could be really nice. For some of you, the situations you're dealing with could revolve into those as well. So we just want to take a look at it. Now, the positive of this card, and if we are talking about connections and relationships, the Eight of Pentacles is someone that either one, wants to fix something, or two, they want to give energy to it. They want to work on it. So this could be really good. It's a card of effort. But when we get to the challenge of the Eight of Pentacles, sometimes it could represent someone that's working a little too hard, putting a little too much energy in. You want to make sure that you're not wasting your energy when this card shows up. So I want to dive deeper on all this stuff, Saggy. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. Let's get a good shuffle here. What's happening? What do we got for the Saggies? And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that star. And yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Saggy, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, star time. Why is it here? Why is the star in the mix? Thank you. Okay. Complete and total opposite energies here. All right, we do have the 10 of Swords in the upright. So for a portion of you, you may be experiencing different endings, different chapters closing in this time. Okay, now I feel like this is more of an encouragement type of energy. Now for a portion of you, if you're not experiencing like change or endings or chapters closing, cool. But the 10 of Swords could be a little bit harsh. Now the fact that it is clarifying the Star card, it could be Spirit telling you like, listen, hold on to hope with something. You need to stay hopeful. You need to stay optimistic. So all that stuff I was saying earlier about the star, Spirit could be trying to help you through a difficult time. Now, again, I know not every Sag is going through a difficult time. For some of you, yeah, things might just be awesome. Things might just be great. And that's great for you. That's what I want for everybody. But when I see the 10 of Swords and the star, remember we're talking about big chunks of time. So a big portion of you could be experiencing some endings, and it's very important to stay hopeful and optimistic through this. Don't become jaded. That's another thing. Like for some of you, you may be experiencing certain things or have experienced things in life that make you feel a little jaded in general. Or, yeah, I don't really want to walk down that road too much because it does feel a little difficult. Everyone has been through moments like the 10 of Swords, but I feel like if you can keep optimism, there's always a new day, right? Because we have big picture, we have endings, but we also have the new day upcoming. So let's just keep moving. I feel like we've kind of established that. Let's see what's up with the Ace of Cups. Let's see what the Ace of Cups is about. And for another portion of you, if you are in a time of healing, this could easily be Spirit saying like, okay, nowhere to go but up from here. That's like a vibe I pick up with that. So why is the Ace of Cups here? Very important to stay hopeful or have something to believe in. Let's see what the Ace of Cups is. Okay, Lady Justice in the upright. Okay, so everything in life is cyclical. Okay, and I think a lot of the people that watch this channel already know that, right? I do, like, especially from doing so many personal readings with Saggies and people from this channel. I know that you're all, for the most part, extremely intelligent and knowledgeable about life itself and the cycles that it moves in. When I see Lady Justice under the Ace of Cups, it's like, okay, yeah, we have the ending, but we have this new beginning. That circle, that cycle. So again, for a portion of you, whether it is a karmic cycle that has ended out or you're about to kick into a new one, I do believe all of this is reason to hold on to hope. Okay, so whatever pain you might be experiencing, whatever difficult situations you might be dealing with, super important to hold on to hope and pay attention to the positive things, however that might be. Now, Lady Justice could represent legalities, contracts. Be careful if you're signing any contracts with her. But she's the biggest karmic card to me, and she is that place of balance. So it's like, okay, well, for every night, there will be a day. Ebbs, flows, yin, yang. So there is something that's going to balance off for you when we have all this energy. But again, with the karmic cycle, for a portion of you, yeah, there could be an ending that you're dealing with, or it's this really big karmic energy. So I want to keep moving. Okay, so yeah, there is something that's going to balance off. That's just how it feels to me. So if you've been through a really difficult time, something great could come in and balance that energy off. If you've been riding high for quite a while, you might take a little shot and something could balance that off. I don't know why. It feels like the scales are going. Let's see what the Eight of Pentacles has. Something is in process of being balanced out. And there's a lot of karmic energy tied into like this ending, a new beginning. It's like on the cusp of a cycle. So let's go in on the Eight of Pentacles and see what's up. So why is that Eight of Pentacles here? Please. Thank you. Okay, Five of Wands in the upright. Okay, holding on to some determination here. I will say this for a portion of you, watch out for issues in the workplace or people that you work with, business partners, things like that. When I have the Eight of Pentacles and the Five of Wands, just a little warning about that. Unless you're feeling conflicted about something connected to career. But if that's not the case, the Five of Wands is my card of determination. So it feels like the reading for the Saggies this week is a lot of advice and encouragement. When I see this card, it's not just people beating each other up with sticks. It's people that don't stop. They can't stop. They won't stop. Regardless of what life throws at them, the tests, the trials, the tribulations, they keep moving. They keep fighting. So when I see the Eight of Pentacles, the work, the diligence, putting effort towards this, and that, and now this, and we have the Star here, there's a big energy of like, all right, don't give up on this just yet, Saggy, or don't give up on it yet. Through the ups and downs, like you need to hold steadfast with something. Like don't give up on it. That's a big vibe I'm picking up here on the back end. And I feel like it's a very simplistic message. It's either that or a warning about something connected to career. But let's go through and do a quick recap. Lots of layers to this week's reading. But yeah, we'll do the recap, then we'll get into the shadow card. But if you kindly look in the box, position number 1, yeah, total opposite of energy going on here. We have the Star Wish Fulfillment and the Ten of Swords. Okay, so for a portion of you could be experiencing certain chapters closing, certain endings. But I feel like there needs to still remain some semblance of hope, or having hope in a brighter day, having that guiding light, something to believe in. For a portion of you, yeah, whatever pain you may have recently experienced or might be experiencing, it's just very important to stay optimistic. And I know a lot of Saggies usually are very happy-go-lucky, fun, optimistic sign. Very important that you don't lose that. Moving to the center, we have the Ace of Cups with Lady Justice. And I did say I felt like something balancing. So with every ending will become a new beginning. So yeah, it's karmic shifting and changing tied in. You know about the circle and cycles of things, the ebbs and flows, hot, cold, you name it. So Spirit is just really saying, all right, something's starting to balance out here. Okay, whatever situations you might be dealing with. I like it. I feel like long term, we're looking at a very positive energy here. On to the back end, we have the Eight of Pentacles with the Five of Wands. Very important to not give up, keep fighting, or keep pushing towards something, or keep pushing forward. So it's like, okay, hold on to hope. The new beginning will come. Keep pushing and don't give up. It's like advice, advice, advice. So if you are going through some tough times, very important to hold those things in your mind, which it's not always easy, right? But yeah, another portion of you, watch out for issues with coworkers, business, work as well. So please take a screenshot of that. Let's see what's in the shadows. Let's see what's in the shadows for you, Saggy. At least that reading wasn't all heavy. Like there was still some goodness to be had. Let's see what's showing up. And yeah, I always like to pull a shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They could be a good thing. So let's get you one. And if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for my channel members. Okay, let's get this going here. What's in the shadows for Saggy? Please. Thank you. Okay. Six of Pentacles, that's a very charitable giving type of energy. So for a portion of you, I think it's really about whatever situations you're dealing with, just knowing how much you can give to something and how much you can't, really balancing yourself. Like, do I have the energy, or am I giving too much to something? Could be a big possibility too. Because the Six of Pentacles to me is another card similar to Justice, where it's balancing. There's literally somebody there with a scale as well. So again, for a portion of you, yes, something is coming into a state of balance really soon, but it's important to really assess how much energy you're putting into certain things. Are you doing too much? Are you doing too little? Is somebody doing nothing at all and you're doing all the work? It all really depends on how it shows up, like how much effort you're putting in. Because remember, we have the Eight of Pentacles as well. Okay. For a portion of you, this is a card of assistance as well. So if you are really going through a difficult time, do not be afraid to ask for help if you need it. For another portion of you, there could be someone you're connected to that may reach out for your assistance as well. So you might help somebody else out when this card shows up. But yeah, Saggy, that's what I have for you this week, my beautiful friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the October subscriber surprise. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can check out my digital calendar for the month of October at my website, mastermetaphysics.com. But for the October subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 2 copies of one of my favorite decks, the Tarot of the Owls. So if you'd like to get your name in for that, it's 2 simple things, as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed. Second, let me know down in the comments, hypothetically, if you had to get a tattoo of a tarot card, which one would you choose and why? You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love. I'll see you again soon.